Hello guys, this is Julian and I'm gonna show you some funny Mexican, Tex-Mex, Korean recipes. But before we do that, I'm gonna explain to you a little bit about me and about the Korean ingredients that we're gonna use. I'm from Mexico, originally from Mexico. I lived in Las Vegas for about 6 years and then I moved to Korea. And during in my stay in Las Vegas, I met a lot of Korean people and I got introduced to the Korean food back in the US. So like, wow, I like this, I like the food, I like kimchi, maybe you know kimchi. So like, I have to go to Korea and learn more about the Korean food and the Korean culture. While I was in Korea, I had my Mexican restaurant. And I also showed about to the Koreans, you know, the Mexican culture, our Mexican food. And also people knew a lot about the Tex-Mex food, fajitas, and chili con carne, chilaquiles, enchiladas. But I did more Mexican food than Tex-Mex. My Korean friends told me, hey, why don't you help me to do some funny Korean Tex-Mex recipes for my friends in the US so they can follow it, because you can find all of the ingredients in the market. So now I'm gonna explain to you what kind of ingredients you can find and what kind of recipes you can make. First of all, we have this thing called Samjjang. Samjjang is a bean paste sauce, kind of like a bean paste, and mostly you use it when you eat beef or pork, like you know the Korean barbecue. Maybe in Texas you know about the barbecue a lot, right? In Korea they also have a lot of barbecue, and they have Samjjang, which is kind of like this big bacon. Usually like you bake it as a barbecue and you eat it with the Samjjang. It's kind of fresh. It's kind of like a little bit spicy, a little bit like sweet as well, because they have another one which is called doenjang. Doenjang is also bean paste, but it's a little bit different. One is for eating with the food already cooked, and the other one is for cooking. You can find these ingredients in the market. Also, we have this thing called gochujang, which is chili paste, basically. It's pepper and then they ground it and they make it with paste. It's a fermented paste. So you can also find it in the market. There's a lot of presentations. You can go to Walmart, maybe in Costco or other markets, you can find those ingredients. We also have kimchi. Kimchi, as you know, it's like a cabbage, and that cabbage is also fermented with pepper and other ingredients. There's a lot of ingredients. Kimchi is a very traditional Korean food, and you can use it as a fusion, as I'm gonna show you in other recipes. You can use it also in Mexican food or Tex-Mex food, and it's also very delicious. It has very different tastes when it's either fresh or already cooked. So you should try all of them. You can find it canned or you can find it fresh, so look for it. So for this recipe, I'm gonna show you something that is very familiar to you, which is fajitas. So the name of the recipe is Samjjang and fajitas. Samjjang, as you remember, is the bean paste sauce that you eat with the samgyeopsal. So I'm gonna show you the ingredients in a little bit. To begin with our ingredients, this is the main ingredient for this recipe, for our Samjjang and fajitas. As you can see, this is Samjjang. This is what it is. It's vegan as well. So this is the bean paste. This is how it looks. Our second main ingredient is the beef. So we have the fajita beef. Whatever you want to use. You can also change this for chicken. We're gonna move to I have here ground pepper and cumin. Later we move to our peppers. For this recipe, I'm using green, red, and yellow. You also need onion. We also gonna use tortillas, this flour tortilla. If you wanna use corn tortilla, you can do it as well. And if you want, you can also add some cheese, like either for pizza cheese or Gouda cheese or whatever cheese you wanna use that it melts, you can use it. For this recipe, I'm gonna use avocado oil. If you have olive oil, that's fine, or whatever oil you have, you can use it. So now you know the ingredients, and also I'm gonna let you know about how much we're gonna need. For this recipe, it's about 1 to 2 person. If you eat a lot like me, so it's gonna be enough. If you eat a little bit, 2 people is good enough. And we're gonna now move into our cutting board. So follow me. We're gonna start with our onion. First we're gonna do our vegetables. Later we're gonna do our beef. You don't wanna cross-contaminate your cutting board. For your onion, it's about a medium size. I'm just gonna use half. So as you can see, the onion has like these lines. That's the size we're gonna cut it. That's exactly the size. You can also start like in straight, but I like doing it this way. So now we have onion, and let's put it on the side. We're gonna move into our bell pepper. We're gonna use 3 colors. For the Mexican flag and the yellow one. You're not gonna use the seeds, so the seeds on the side. This way you can take it out. You don't need the seeds, take them all away. Now be careful if you go to the market and you buy the Mexican poblano pepper. That one is very spicy. So make sure you get the bell pepper, the green one. And let's try to follow the same size of the onion. So I'm gonna do half of each pepper. Because remember, it's just gonna be for 1 to 2 persons. Let's do the same. Remember, always be careful with your fingers. And now for the last, the red pepper. We have all the colors. Just mix it a little bit. And you can also go ahead here and add some ground pepper. Just a little bit. Into your veggies. Now that we have our veggies ready, we're gonna move to our beef. You can use beef or you can use chicken. If you use chicken, go for the chicken breast. If you use beef, look for the one that says fajita. Or you can use also steak, the big one, and then just slice it. So let's see how I'm gonna do this one. So if it's like a steak, like a thin steak, I'm gonna roll it. I'm gonna put it this way and slice it. Also the same size as the onion and the peppers. This is how it's gonna come out. So that's how we're gonna make our fajitas. It's not needed that you do it this way. Just for me, it's a little bit easier to do it this way. I'm gonna continue with my other steak. This is about 300 grams. I'm gonna put it in ounces and pounds at the bottom of the video. So we're gonna move to our bowl. Beef. I'm gonna throw away my glove. We're gonna put some salt. We're gonna put the rest of the ground pepper, a little bit of cumin, and our main ingredient, Samjjang. Here I have like the small bottle. It's about 1/4 of the bottle. We put our Samjjang in the beef because we're gonna marinate, but just leave a little bit for the end because we're gonna use this as a salsa, as our sauce for our tacos. It's gonna be delicious. So here we have our ingredients. You can use your hand, but you can also use your spatula if you want to mix your ingredients. So as you can see, the color is changing a little bit. Just make sure you get all of your beef with the Samjjang, because that's what is gonna get the taste. So now we're gonna move to the fire. If you have a grill, it's also good. I have a restaurant fire, so it's gonna be stronger than the one you use at home. But don't be scared. Just make sure your fry pan is well warm. You can try it with one of your vegetables. If you hear the psst, it's ready. Go ahead and put a little bit of your oil. And we're gonna add all of our ingredients. We're gonna wait until the onion changes its color and gets soft. As you can see, it's very white and it's kind of hard, right? So when it gets soft, that's where we're gonna add the beef. So just make sure not to burn for when it gets soft. You want to get it a bit softer, something like that. So let's see. Right now I have a medium flame. At home, make sure you use the strong one, but it's also gonna, blow a lot of oil. So just be careful with that. If you don't like it, but when it's like a lot of oil flying, just make sure you make it longer. It's gonna take a little bit longer to cook. So right now, because it's a restaurant, it's gonna cook faster than it's at home. But it's about 5 minutes to get done what I told you about the onions. Okay? So just keep an eye on your onions. We need our onions to get soft. And they're gonna change its color. You can see they are translucent now. They're kind of transparent. You can kind of see through them. So that's when they are ready. And also our peppers, they're getting a little bit burnt. And they're also getting soft. So we're gonna add our beef soon. Okay, so be careful with this. Before we add our beef, we're gonna make space in the middle of our fry pan. Okay? So push all your veggies to the side, and then we are gonna add our beef. And add the beef. You're gonna smell the Samjjang, you're gonna smell the cumin, you're gonna smell all of the ingredients. You can smell Korea, you can smell Mexico, you can smell Texas, you can smell everything. Just in one dish. So now you're making fusion food. So just make sure to mix all of the ingredients very well. And now we're gonna make our tacos. Before we make our fajita Samjjang tacos, we're gonna add cheese. This is optional. So I'm gonna add a lot of cheese, and then we're gonna make our Samjjang tacos. Just make sure your beef is well cooked. You're gonna lower your flame, the lowest that you can do, for your cheese to melt. As you can see, the cheese is melting now. We have our fajitas ready. Look at the cheese, it melted. So go ahead. I have my tortillas. So now what we're gonna do is make our fajita taco. Put it in your plate, like this. Get some of the beef. Get the peppers. Get enough, a good taco. And in Korean food, they use Samjjang for when they eat beef or samgyeopsal, the pork. And they also do something like a taco. But they do it with kind of like a lettuce. They put lettuce, they put the beef or the samgyeopsal, and they put Samjjang. So that's what we're gonna do. So we're gonna get Samjjang like this, and this is how it looks. So now we're gonna try it. Are we gonna be able to taste Korea and Tex-Mex and all of the ingredients? Let's see. You're gonna like this. You don't need salsa for this. Samjjang is all you need. Really. The beef, the veggies, they're delicious. I think it's kind of cheap for the ingredients. And it's very easy to make at home. So please do try it. And also we're gonna have more recipes. So please go and look for them. Thank you for watching, and I hope you do this at home. And please comment below the video if you did it. Thank you. Bye.